Every game needs an easy mode. You just need to learn to deal with it.
Well, good luck with that.
Code Vein is very forgiving when it comes to a lot of Souls-like stuff. Because Dark Souls is just, it's not, like Dark Souls is punishing, but that's the point, you know? That's why I stand on the side of no, Dark Souls doesn't need to have an easy mode installed into it, because then you compromise the very point of the game. And some people may say, well, then you're creating a barrier for people that might want to try it that can't get into it. But see, that's the point. The entire point of Dark Souls is get good and learn. That's the entire point, you know? And the other thing is, you can't make a game, like, it's impossible to make a game for everyone. It's like any piece of art. You can't make a piece of art that's pleasing to everyone. It's physically impossible. Like, you can't do it. There are going to be people that are just not good at Dark Souls. I mean, I'm good at Dark Souls because I've played it for so long and I put time into it and whatnot. Plus, so I recognize stuff like that. But then there's going to be people like me that are terrible at things like the Versus series of fighting games. Marvel vs. Capcom, Guilty Gear, Dragon Ball Fighters, things like they do. I'm terrible at those kind of fighting games. I am absolutely terrible at them because my brain and hands just don't mesh up, with stuff like that. Like, I'm terrible at those kind of games. They can still be fun, but I will never be, like, extremely good. That's why games like King of Fighters and Street Fighter and even Mortal Kombat resonate a lot better with me, because they're slower paced fighting games. But those super mega lightning fast ones, I'm like, whoa. I get cross-eyed and I'm like, okay, I see the combo in my head and then my fingers don't match up. Now, could I overcome that with time and patience and practice? Probably, but then you have to apply that to an actual match and it's like, shit, But then, there's gonna be people that, I played Super Mario, and it's easy, run and jump, right? But then you have people like my wife, and I'm not making fun of her, and I'm saying this because she can't hear me, y'all, but my wife is terrible at video games. My wife is absolutely terrible at them. And that is only because she didn't grow up playing them. That's just not her thing. Like, she's one of those that dies to the first Goomba in Super Mario, and she will tell you that to your face. Now, does that mean that Super Mario needs an easy mode? No. Because that's like saying, I made this beautiful painting, but now I have to redo it a billion times so it meets everybody's standard for how they want to look at it and experience it. That's not fair. That's not fair to the artist. It's good that you have that mentality of you would like for as many people to experience this as possible, but the thing is, people don't have the time or the patience to apply every possible scenario of how could people experience this to something. Because you're never going to please or take into consideration everybody. It's literally impossible, It's literally impossible. And yes, some of this does go into the realm of disability, but you can't account for everything, because then that takes a complete and total reprogramming of the game itself. Like, I mean, you're saying it makes sense. You don't want something like Pokemon where it gets easier over time. It'll take what the game was made. It'll take the way the game was made of away. Yeah, exactly. But like, people get like, some people have said, well, you should be able to do like an invincibility mode in Dark Souls. Well, if you do that, then you compromise the entire point of Dark Souls, which is to fail and learn from failure. That's the entire point of Dark Souls, is to learn from failure. That's why the difficulty can be punishing. But here's the thing about Dark Souls. These same people that make these arguments, these people think the game is impossible. Dark Souls is not impossible, okay? I guarantee you, any of you could pick up Dark Souls, and if you put time and effort into it, every single one of you could figure it out. Because, yes, Dark Souls is not hard to learn. but it is hard to master. It is very hard to master. And even nowadays, people are still figuring out ways to, do different things in the game, It is hard to master. That's the point, If it were easy, then it'd be... If you wanted the easiest game ever made where nothing terrible happens to you whatsoever, get the Smurfs on ColecoVision. Literally all you do in that game is walk from scene to scene through a field of flowers and forest. So that's my point. That's why I stand with the crowd of no, Dark Souls does not need an easy mode. Because let's put it this way. I actually saw someone said, well, they should be able to enable things like an invincible mode where you can't die in the game. One, you're taking away a major game mechanic, which is death in the game. Two, you completely compromise the game, not just from a PvE standard, but you also compromise it from a PvP standard as well. Flower, yes. You compromise it from there, And people saying, well, they should have invincible stamina, or unlimited stamina. Giving a character unlimited stamina means you can never, ever, ever strategize around when's the time to attack, when's the time to not, And you basically give them unlimited sprint, you give them unlimited attacks, and it's, again, you break the game. And it's like, they don't want, because in a lot of people that have made this argument, for them, easy mode means breaking the game. And I'm like, but you're not learning anything. You're not, and I understand it's a video game. Not everybody wants to learn something from a video game. Sometimes they just want to do something mindless. Like, look, sometimes I'll pop in Sonic 1 and do, and it's mindless, Or I'll turn on Tetris and, well, I can't say Tetris is mindless. Good Lord, that game gets my adrenaline going. I tell you what, But, I understand not everybody wants to learn something in depth when it comes to a video game, and that's fine. But if we take away the in-depth, what they need is a patient teacher, not an easy mode. Exactly. And that's not saying that games can't have an easy mode, because Lord knows games have had easy modes before. Let me give a good example here. Mortal Kombat on Sega Genesis. Mortal Kombat on Sega Genesis has an easy mode, a medium mode, and a hard mode, okay? And what it does is it alters the behavior of the AI itself. That's different. But you can still lose. All easy mode does in this is alters the behavior and the difficulty of the AI, of your AI opponent. Now that's different, because you didn't break the game, because you could still lose, especially as you get further along in the game. Okay, that's different. But let's say easy mode in Mortal Kombat 1 was basically what the debug menu gives you, and that's you can't die, easy fatalities, one-shot kills on the opponent, stuff like that. Okay, that's not easy mode, that's breaking the game. And that's what a lot of them have said that they want in games like Dark Souls. They want to be able to have options like that, and I'm like, no. First of all, Miyazaki's not going to do that. And also, they keep saying, well then, it's going to ruin the franchise, and they're not going to branch out. And I'm like, Dark Souls is a multi-million-dollar selling franchise that has made From Software and Bandai Namco millions. They're fine. They're fine. And Miyazaki's like, really? Have you seen all this money I'm raking in? Well, apparently I'm doing something right. That's not just make Dark Souls not Dark Souls, yeah. Now, things like a colorblind mode, or, altering the graphic imagery and stuff like that for the sake of people's eyes, that's different. That can be done, That's different, I know I just went off on a tangent there. Sorry.